So much to get to because there's been a lot of testimony in the trial, New York trial versus Donald Trump today from Stormy Daniels. At one point, again, the judge had to say, not so much detail about her testimony. He was admonishing the prosecution, and then they just let her keep talking. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one of the prosecution's star witnesses, they're saying, is this sex film worker, Stormy Daniels. And she's been testifying for hours in a lot of detail about her alleged encounter with Donald Trump going back 18 years ago at a golf invitational in a hotel room, she says, in Lake Tahoe. And we're still waiting to hear whether or not the judge will decide on gag order violations, what's next and all of that. That could land the former president in jail, he says. Now, what's interesting about this point, Emily, is that this really kind of pins this judge in. Like, if Trump does anything else, he's going to throw him in jail now. I mean, that's basically what he said. There's no room for anything else?
Yeah, that's according to the judge. I want to get back to what we were talking earlier because we'd been talking about it on the couch during commercial breaks. And I was making the point, and we sort of touched on it after, but I just want to make clear that the defense here, no matter how much they object and how much the judge sustains the fact that this additional testimony is not only irrelevant, but it's also prejudicial, the jury still hears it. And that in and of itself is massively prejudicial. We cannot get out of our brains, as we were sharing with each other, the images that has been portrayed by this witness on the stand. And if we can't, pretty sure the jury can't either. This is an incredibly clear endeavor to humiliate a former president. And when we go back to bringing up the family and bringing back these salacious details, I think the only silver lining is that it underscores that it could, if there was a reason to transact that this was indeed put away, it would be for the embarrassment of a husband for his wife and his family. And that this details a level of discomfort we feel at hearing it, that yes, that is exactly how a husband would feel. But I venture far more importantly as well, that the hypocrisy demonstrated by the Democrat Party in this lawfare, and also their treatment, for example, of Bill Clinton, whose very credible accusers, to use their phrase, like Kathleen Wiley, Paula Jones, Juanita Broderick, and Monica Lewinsky, were dragged through the mud and continue to be so to this day of shame and public humiliation while he got off scot-free. And here, for some reason, they are enjoying this very public attempt at a takedown of someone's reputation, a former president, to the tune of this person's testimony, these photographs we're putting up, and these very unnecessary and prejudicial details.
It's like they're playing who hates Trump more in the courtroom. I don't know, maybe she wins. I'm not really sure. But whatever is going on here, and you're looking at video earlier because the president has not spoken since this morning. He's been in and out court very quickly. If they do break for lunch, we may hear him at that point. We're all over it. The screen on your left is tape from earlier. On the right, in that right side box, it's who testified earlier and also who's still on the stand right now, Stormy Daniels. So I started there by asking about jail time for Trump because when he speaks again, all things are on the table, according to this judge. But most specifically yesterday would be jail time if he says anything that frustrates that gag order. Why does that matter? Well, even the mayor of New York City is being asked about it. Just moments ago, Mayor Eric Adams addressed what happens if Trump goes to jail. Yeah, that came up at a news conference. Let's watch.
So at President Trump's trial, they were talking about how he might end up in jail if he continues to violate these court orders. Is Rikers prepared for that? Do you guys have those discussions yet? And if so, what would that even look like?
Our amazing commissioner, she is prepared for whatever comes on Rikers Island, and I'm pretty sure she would be prepared to manage and deal with the situation. As you see what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. We have to adjust, in this business, particularly around law enforcement, we have to adjust whatever comes our way, but, we don't want to deal with a hypothetical, but they're professionals. They'll be ready.
Well, what does the Harvey Weinstein thing have to do with I didn't get that. Did you understand what Adams was talking about there?
No, it's hard to understand. I mean, basically, he was saying nothing. He's got nothing to say, so he's sort of
But he used a
burbling
lot
on.
of words.
Exactly, a little bit like Biden there, just sort of mumbling around. I just want to highlight and emphasize something that you said earlier, Emily. I mean, there's this comparison with Clinton is really important because this is a political matter. It's clearly political, and it's not as if they're even embarrassed about Bill Clinton. I mean, look, even if you take everything they're saying about Trump, what Clinton was accused of is far, far worse, much worse, and more of it. And they're not embarrassed. Just the other week, they had him headlining the fundraiser just across the street.
Well, Biden doesn't have a choice. Have you seen his poll numbers?
Yeah, exactly.
And
You're
so
right.
they wheeled Bill Clinton out as if nothing had happened.
That's right.
I mean, the hypocrisy here is just unbelievable.
Stunning.
Well, we are following this trial. It has been a big day, but not for the reasons that you might think. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with the evidence that the prosecution says that they have, although they're saying that her feelings count. The sex film worker's feelings count after she allegedly had sex with a man in a hotel. And feelings can count. We'll see if they count legally.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.